Hi, I'm Michael Wigham from Online Systems. Pleased to be here today to talk to you all. It's been a really great day so far, and it's been very interesting.
Hi, I'm Michael Wigham from Online Systems.
Should have sorted that out. So it's been really great today to obviously discover what a lot of other businesses that are helping you with in terms of your digital journey. A lot of people have covered different things such as payment methods, cybersecurity, event booking platforms, manufacturing, and how you can sort of better yourself on that digital journey. Today, what we're going to be sort of talking about is where we can help you from Online Systems. So the talk that I'll be covering is sort of the foundation of all of that and digital technologies within business and what the really sort of core foundation that powers all of these sort of fantastic things you've seen today and how that powers it for your business, which is connectivity. So what we sort of supply as a business is telephony solutions, IT solutions, business mobiles, and connectivity. The main one I'll run through today is the connectivity side of things, and obviously what that can do for your business. There's a lot of sort of industry jargon, and I think sometimes people get a little bit confused as to what is out there and what your options are. So we'll be covering what the options are currently, what some of the industry changes are coming up soon, which you've probably all heard about, people phoning you, telling you all sorts of different stories, trying to sort of just debunk a couple of the myths within the industry and what will be available to you moving forward from there, and sort of uncovering how we work and any questions and how we can help you moving forward. So just before we start, just to give you a quick introduction to Online Systems, we've been going as a business for just under 30 years now. Started trading in sort of Carlisle in 1992. We started the business with only 2 members of staff and have sort of grown that over the years organically, and now have a team of over 50 people spread across sort of 3 offices, predominantly based in Carlisle, but we also support the northeast of England and southwest Scotland. And what we do and what we try and do is sort of keep that personal approach as a services business and a support business for telecommunications, IT, and business mobiles. We like to sort of keep and remain that personal sort of friendly approach in business and make sure that we are supporting by nature as what we do for a business. And there's just some of the services that we do there and what we provide. So internet connectivity, I suppose, is where it all starts for your journey into the digital space. And as we've seen over the last 18 months, now more than ever, businesses are reliant on internet connectivity, whether that be a fixed connection into a business or home premise, or whether that be a mobile connection for when you're out and about meeting customers or doing business outside of the office or home environment, regardless of size. So we work with businesses from the small office, home office setup, all the way through to SME to big corporate companies. And regardless of size, one thing that is clear and has always been clear is internet connectivity is the foundation of enabling these technologies and allowing you to connect to your customers and your customers to connect to you. So a lot of people need to ensure they've got a robust, fast and reliable internet connection, and ensure that in this ever sort of connected world that we can remain connected and make sure that the things that we need to work will work. So becoming digital, like I say, is heavily reliant on that connectivity piece as it forms the sort of foundation of all of these digital technologies. And typically you would have had legacy older systems that may work on site, but will still need internet connection in some form. As we see the sort of model change, more companies are utilizing cloud technologies, as we've seen earlier with the booking platforms and the payment methods. And what this allows people to do, as opposed to having on-site solutions, you can use a cloud-based solution and use it from anywhere. So you don't have to necessarily work in the office anymore. You can work from home. You can work out and about meeting customers, and doing all these sorts of different things. So some of the things that we support on people's digital journey is communications and ensuring business have the right communication strategies in place, trying to sort of operate that on a unified communication solution. So you have the ability to speak to your customers when in the office, but also the ability to speak to your customers when mobile. IT is another one that we can help support with in terms of emails, servers, file sharing, file storage, Wi-Fi connectivity around sites, different things like that. And then some of the other ones that we don't support but can support in the area of connectivity and connected to different solutions is production, accounting, security, manufacturing, stock control, all that sort of fantastic stuff we've seen today. Connectivity really is the foundation of that and connecting you to these solutions. And obviously allowing you to access the benefits that becoming digital provides. So some of the benefits of sort of becoming digital, a lot of people have covered on their own individual benefits on their solutions. Obviously improved efficiencies. It allows you, with good connectivity, allows you to work from anywhere and access these solutions. Cost savings, that can be from a perspective of not having to sort of be in the office. You can be out and about, maximizing your time. Improved customer experience is a really good one in the example of what we can provide from a telephone system perspective. These cloud-based solutions now allow you to access CRM systems and link your phone system into a lot of other systems you have within your business, which in turn allows you to dig deeper into the customer's inquiry and in turn providing a better customer experience. The improved employee engagement side of things, a lot of these cloud-based systems now, as you've seen from the TryBooking and the cloud, the payment platforms, a lot of these platforms and solutions that have been developed now have been developed with some really big companies and people who have really good user experience design in mind, which in turn makes the platform so much easier and so much simpler to use. So from an employee's perspective, coming into your business, maybe as a trainee or a new person within the business, people need to be able to access these technologies and learn these technologies really quickly. And a lot of cloud-based solutions and digital solutions now have the capability to do that in that way. As we've seen with the greater flexibility side of things as well, obviously being able to be remote and mobile within the business and the solutions you use allows you that greater flexibility of your time management and where you're at. Competitive advantage is a really good one in terms of benefits of all of these digital solutions. It's the sort of age-old keeping up with the Joneses, and if you don't sort of get into this, then somebody else will, and in turn potentially provide a better customer experience, and you may lose out in that respect. That's not to panic anybody in any way and say you need to become digital now. It's just about having the thought in your mind of how you can become more sort of digital and improve your business in that area. And as we've seen with a lot of these sort of solutions and tools, a lot of these tools allow you to get enhanced data collection, which in turn will allow you to get better customer insights. So you'll be able to look at your customers' buying patterns, look at different areas in which your customers use these tools, and in turn help you better shape the customer's journey with the solutions that you have in place. So what are the options currently? In terms of connectivity and where the foundation of that comes from, these are some of the options that will be available to you now. These could potentially change as we near towards 2025, which I'll talk about more on the next slides. I just wanted to run through this because there is a lot of jargon, there's a lot of acronyms for different things within the industry. And I think sometimes for people understanding this and understanding what it means for their business is very sort of useful to see what you should be using. So ADSL is what you would class as your standard broadband. It isn't fast. It was at the time in comparison to dial-up, but in terms of today's speeds, ADSL probably isn't where we want to be. ADSL 2 Plus allows you speeds of up to 24 meg, which is a little bit better from standard ADSL, but again, not great. FTTC, this stands for fiber to the cabinet, and to explain the way that works is from the local exchange near your premise, there will be a fiber cable run from there to the little green cabinet near your premise. And then from the green cabinet to your property will be a copper cable run. This again isn't the most up-to-date technology. However, it will give you better speeds and give you speeds of up to 80 meg. excuse me, which will in turn allow you to have a better connection to these tools. FTTP, that stands for fiber to the premise, which is a direct fiber link from the exchange to your premise, and this can give you speeds of up to a gig, which will give you much better speeds. Sagia, excuse me, Sagia is a new product that has recently come available. Sagia stands for Single Order Generic Ethernet Access. Where this works differently to fiber to the cabinet and ADSL products, you would need a line that powers those broadband services. With Sagia, you only need one single line going into the property, and you don't need to provision voice over the standard sort of copper line on that. Leased line is speeds of up to 10 gigs, so probably for the larger business or people who are maybe a bit further away from the local exchange and won't get any of the above products. Depending on how vital connectivity is for your business, a leased line could be a good option for you to explore, because it'll give you, again, a direct connection into your business and will be contended on a 1-to-1 ratio for the speeds that you use. Point-to-point connectivity, this can depend on the different operators in your area. So a name you may have heard of in the area is Broadband for Rural Network. They offer a point-to-point connectivity in certain areas within Cumbria to allow you to have a better point-to-point connectivity and get speeds whereby you maybe wouldn't be able to get it in the traditional sense previously. And then outside of that, you've got mobile connectivity. This is again dependent on coverage and network, but in some cases, if any of the above options aren't available for you, or maybe too out of the price range for what you're looking for, having a mobile connection and sticking that in a router to work, either tethering it off a hotspot or using a mobile broadband or a mobile hotspot, could give you a better solution. And just a little note there, all of the speeds that are above are location dependent and sometimes reliant on your distance to the local exchange. So you aren't guaranteed to get those speeds, but you should get there or thereabouts, dependent on your locality to the exchange. The big switch off. So this is something you've probably been called about numerous times. People are in the industry. Certain people are using this as a scaremongering tactic to try and get people to make decisions a bit quicker. And it's something as a business we really feel negative towards. Online systems always have an approach of notifying, informing the customer about the facts and making sure that everything is factual and allowing you to make a decision in a timely manner. And I suppose what I want to sort of give you the information about today is 2025 is about 4 years away now. It will soon come around. You don't need to panic and do something immediately, but just having this information will sort of gear you up so that when people are having these conversations with you, you know about it a bit more and you can make an informed decision rather than making a panic decision based on that. So in 2025, the old analog public switch telephone network, which is PSTN, and integrated services digital network, which is ISDN, will be switching off. And by then, everyone in the UK will most likely be using digital technology. So with PSTN, the removal of PSTN within the network will remove the need for ADSL, FTTC, anything that is connected via a PSTN line. And ISDN, you will have to route calls over the IP network, which would be a cloud or VoIP solution. So you'd be using the new method rather than the old traditional method. So I suppose a big question to ask is, why is this happening? And I suppose that stems from the fact that a lot more people are demanding of what they have in terms of technology needs. And PSTN and ISDN has been the backbone of the UK's phone network for many years now, since the 19th century. And because of the ever-growing demands of this technology and the need for this technology, the maintenance of this is just becoming insufficient. So moving over to an IP network will help you work much more efficiently. You'll be on a network that's a lot more reliable and have a lot more sort of failover and redundancy in the event of something happening. And I suppose what to do about it. You don't need to do anything about it right now. You don't need to panic. You just need to sort of understand that there are people out there trying to push this and make it something you need to do now. There is still a bit of time before 2025. Obviously, the quicker you can get to adopt these solutions, the better for you. You'll see vast benefits from cost savings, improved efficiencies, all sorts of other benefits. But just make sure that you're making an informed decision and you have the right communication strategy and the right tools in place in your business. It's obviously wise to look at the options and make sure that you make an educated decision. And just another side note there, this doesn't just affect phone lines and broadband connectivity. You will need to review anything that a PSTN line connects to. Where we've seen this and examples of this coming up quite recently is door entry systems, security systems for business, alarm lines, lift lines, and CCTV. So they traditionally would use a PSTN line to connect these services. You might want to look at different IP options or different mobile options to make sure that you're covered when this switch off does happen. So what are the options moving forward? Sajir, like what I mentioned earlier, this is a single order generic Ethernet access and a single order line. So this doesn't carry services over the PSTN line as the previous options did. Fiber to the premise, again, because it's a dedicated line going to your property, this will give you a much better sort of access and will future-proof the connection that you have. Leased lines, again, is another one, and mobile connectivity that we touched on earlier. I suppose the key message is if you can move to any of these options before 2025, you're going to help future-proof your business, future-proof the connectivity before the switch off, and help yourself become on track to being more digital as a business and unlock all of these sort of fantastic offerings you've been shown today. And how can we help? So as an online systems customer, like I said, we pride ourselves on being a very personal and approachable business. We don't try and sort of use the pushy sort of sales tactics of scaremongering. With us, you get a very personal approach and a very good team behind you to ensure that your business has the right support in place for all of these services. You'll get your own dedicated account manager who will make it their sort of mission to look after your business and become an extension of your team to help support these areas where you maybe don't know enough information about, and allow us to sort of educate you on the different options available and put the right options in place in your business and give you the best possible advice. Behind the account manager, you will be supported by a team of technical experts, people who have worked in this industry for years, and we make it our business to keep up with all the industry changes so that you don't have to worry about this. Technology should be just something that is in place, and when it goes right, it's something that we just take for granted and sort of know that it's working and we forget about. But when it goes wrong, it generally goes terribly wrong, and if you don't have the right team in place to support that, you can really sort of left in the lurch in terms of connecting to your customers or connecting to your vital business systems. So we work in a very consultative way and help you explore the best possible options for your business. And yeah, if you have any questions, just please feel free to ask. And this is how you can contact us. Thank you very much. I'll hang around a bit, and if you've got any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. Anything you want to speak about privately, just let me know. I'll see if there's any questions on the stage just now, and then we can jump into a booth if needed. Brilliant. So I can see Sally there has already sort of got ahead of the curve and sort of in anticipation of the switch, which is great. No questions. So what I'll do is I'm in a session for a Q&A shortly. And if anybody has any questions, I'll be about in the booth later on today. Thank you very much for listening.